So we're talking football this afternoon, and specifically the signature economic development accomplishment of South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster. And I'm talking about the Carolina Panthers practice facility and corporate headquarters in York County, South Carolina, a $250 million deal, at least from a taxpayer standpoint, which is about to collapse, folks. You heard that right. This deal, which I opposed for years when it was since it was first announced in 2019 up to the present day, this deal is going under, folks. The South Carolina General Assembly approved more than $160 million for this agreement. Local governments have approved at least another $250 million for this project, which would put a new practice facility and a new corporate headquarters for the Carolina Panthers in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Now, what's the problem? Well, a couple things. First of all, we've got a city of Rock Hill, which apparently is unable to meet its financial obligations to the Panthers. Now, that's what the Panthers have claimed. Rock Hill has fired back at that assertion, claiming they do have the money to meet the obligations. They just have to borrow it at an obscenely high rate. Now, whatever the deal is with the financing of the agreement, the problem right now lies with Panthers owner David Tepper. At least that's according to State Senator Wes Clymer, who went on the record with FITSNews this afternoon with some seismic comments about this agreement. I want to read to you a couple of the quotes that Senator Clymer gave me today during our conversation. And again, first of all, let me set the stage for what happened. A month ago, McMaster's Secretary of Commerce, Harry Lightsey, was in Rock Hill ready to negotiate with Tepper and his executives over the concerns that they have about this agreement. Less than 24 hours before that meeting, Tepper canceled on Harry Lightsey. Literally left the Secretary of Commerce for the state of South Carolina sitting in Rock Hill holding his you-know-what. So, Senator Clymer today told me this. That was my first indication that Tepper is not thinking rationally or economically about this project. You don't blow off that meeting if you are a rational economic actor. You have the guy in the room who can address your problems, so you take that meeting. Now, Clymer wasn't finished. Here's another quote he gave me today. If David Tepper's behavior is indicative of how the NFL does business, then who wants to do business with the NFL? Well, as a taxpayer, the answer to that question is pretty simple. Nobody. For years, studies have shown that economic development investments in sports projects like this do not accrue to the benefit of taxpayers. Instead, they accrue to the benefit of just a few wealthy individuals. The subsidy capture on these sports-related economic development deals, terrible for taxpayers, which is why, again, I've been opposing this deal for the last 3 years. Now, Clymer had some other updates on this deal that I felt were important to share with you. He reminded me that per the terms of the legislation that lawmakers passed and that Governor McMaster championed 3 years ago, that a clock is running on David Tepper and the Panthers. They have until 2024 to get this project up and running, this practice facility, corporate headquarters. And according to Clymer, if they don't, there will not be an extension. He said there will not be an extension. In fact, he told me the political will for an extension is not slim, it is none. It is zero. Those are his words, a direct quote. And also Clymer told me that in the event of noncompliance by the Panthers, that the state's contribution to this project will be nothing. Nothing. So you heard it here first, folks, a $250 million economic development deal about to go tits up in York County because the owner of the Panthers, David Tepper, has pulled the plug on negotiations. We will continue to follow this story as it continues to unfold, although I do want to, again, remind readers that this news outlet from the very beginning, opposed this agreement and opposed any sort of corporate cronyism that takes money out of your pocket and attempts to put it in the pocket of wealthy billionaires like David Tepper.